Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today is March 11th, Thursday of 2021. We'll be looking at Juicy NFTs, the top NFT leaderboard, this kind of BS article, in my personal opinion, that, zero point 0.01 Bitcoin will make you extremely wealthy in the future. We'll talk about that. Also, some of the top DeFi coins, and then these three for the day, they're doing very, very well, especially Chromia, pulling in around 90%. If you were looking at just a few minutes ago, it was around 90% on the daily. All right, so total value locked in DeFi, $41.27 billion. Maker dominance, 16.6%. DeFi Pulse Index, 454. We're seeing this kind of hovering point around the $41 billion as Bitcoin kind of consolidates. Considering doing a technical analysis video on the Bitcoin chart as well as Bitcoin dominance, because as Bitcoin has kind of rose and is closer to that $55,000 level and bouncing around, Bitcoin dominance has followed along with it, and that's pulled down a lot of these top DeFi coins, and we'll get to that in a second. But as for Juicy NFTs, the total 24-hour volume, this is pretty crazy. So 2,432,000. Wow. That's pretty insane in my opinion. So you can see the NFT ranks right here if you guys want to look at what are the top ones. In my opinion, guys, if you're buying something on like, let's say Rarible for a very small percentage and it just looks cool, it's not going to be worth anything. The only things that are really, I mean, this is somewhat speculation, but in my opinion, is super scarce and recognizable NFTs. If you're looking at like, okay, what is this going to be worth 10 years from now? If you look at the art market, which I've done a decent amount of studying in, it's actually quite interesting because the wealthiest people in the world actually hold a significant amount of their total net worth in artwork. And if you're looking at this, okay, 20, 30, 40 years from now, what's going to be that artwork? Well, it could be NFTs, with digital art, but this is just the important thing again to recommend is you're not buying an NFT from someone who just pulled it off, Google Images and stuck it in Rarible and is selling it now. You want it to be actually something like CryptoPunks or Sandbox Lands, like some of these are CryptoKitties, like some of these that are actually recognizable as a brand. Okay, so this is that article I did want to touch on. I just disagree with this personally. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I mean, if we're looking, okay, maybe 100 years from now, yes. But it is true. So as you guys know, there's 21 million Bitcoin. That's the total cap. There'll never be anything more than 21 million Bitcoin. It's hard coded into the Bitcoin code. And then currently we're sitting right at around 18.6 million Bitcoin in current circulation. So that's the current supply. There's like a significant amount of that, around 2 million, that hasn't been moved. But they go on to try and explain it in this article. I just personally disagree with this. I mean, especially in this bull run, I think this is just kind of like people that are already holding Bitcoin trying to say this. But just realistically, like, okay, anyone that's saying $500 is going to turn into, and the other thing is, what's your idea of rich? Because in my opinion, like the way they're describing it in this article, they're saying that $500 is going to turn into $1,000,000, and that would mean what? So each Bitcoin is going to be worth 100 million. Let's be a bit honest here. Like I think a million is pretty. We're going to have to take a lot of work to get to a million per Bitcoin, but then to do 100x from there, I mean that's a little bit highfalutin in my opinion. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. If you look at the top coins, this is what I'm talking about. On the daily, everything's down because Bitcoin dominance moved up. You see obviously wrapped Bitcoin, which is just another version of Bitcoin, like a synthetic asset to be put on other DeFi platforms, is up because it is Bitcoin, essentially. And then the one that I talked about yesterday, Thorchain Rune, is doing well right here. And we will talk about some of these that are actually doing quite well. So Chromia, this is up around 90% on the daily, around 43 cents. Market cap 188 million. Venus, XVS, market cap about $500 million, $52.55. It's up about almost 12% on the daily. And then Swipe, SXP is right around 300 million, $3.39, and it's up almost 17%. So all these three are very interesting tokens. Since these daily DeFi episodes are kind of rapid fire, I'm not going to go insane in detail on all these, but they are all decentralized finance coins. They're all kind of mid caps in my opinion, and they're all pretty interesting. As far as price goes, you can see this kind of cup and handle forming here. And that's pretty much all for today's episode. If you want to see an individual video on any of these, or me kind of breaking this article down more, Didn't have a ton of time to really dig into why I disagree with this, but you can form your own opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Also, if you enjoy kind of this adding juicy NFTs, let me know down below. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.